everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play, or rather, a brand new old Let's Play. Welcome to the third playthrough of Dungeon Explorer for the TurboGrafx-16. I've played through this game twice already. The first time I played as a fighter, and it was basically the easiest class to go through on a single player run. And for the second playthrough, I played as the elf. Starting out as the elf was rather rough, but once I managed to pull some things off and get used to playing as the elf and get myself stronger, it did eventually become easier and it did become a lot more fun. And now I'm going to be playing as a third class for this third playthrough. And there are three classes that I wanted to consider when it came to this third playthrough. There was the Warlock, there was the Witch, and there was the Gnome. And there's 8 classes in all. I've already played as 2. I'm about to play a third one. And I will mention the class that I want to play as when the time comes. And when that time comes is when I start the game. I might as well show off the stats for all of these classes, because some of them have different abilities than others, and they all have different stats. Some are faster than others, some are stronger than others, some are better at magic than others. And there's a 3-player game demo right there. But I'm just going to go ahead and press run and press it again to show off this little cutscene of some of the heroes of this game looking across Odessia from this little cliff top here. And this is where the adventure starts. So just like in the last 2 playthroughs, we are in the land of Odessia. The land is in turmoil because the Aura Stone, which controls the will of the people and gives the power to rule over Odessia to whoever holds it, whether they are good or bad. And when we show up here, the Aura Stone has been taken by an evil being known as Natas. Natas is obviously Satan spelled backwards. So we need to find the Aura Stone and we need to defeat Natas once and for all if we are to save Odessia, like we have before. And here we are at the tavern. This is where the game starts. This is where we continue old games and start new ones. Welcome. How many persons would like to play? Push run and hold for up to 5 players. I'm just going to press run because this is just a 1-player mode game. And you can choose password with the D-pad and button 1 to put in the password, but we're going to choose member to start a new game. We can play as the fighter, who I've done already. There's the thief, there's the warlock, there's the witch, there's the bard, there's the bishop, there's the elf, which I played as already, and there's the gnome. I want to believe that gnome is spelled with a K in this game because of the word know, K-N-O-W, and how its pronunciation is similar to that of gnome. Just a translation error, I guess. And for this particular playthrough, I'm going to play as the Warlock. And we start out with 16 hit points, which is not very good. And we do have 2 spells. For the white magic, we have Stunner, which stuns all on-screen enemies. And black magic is the Thunderbolt, which does a certain amount of damage to all on-screen enemies. And as soon as we go south to leave the tavern, we are in the town. The tavern is where we need to go in order to heal ourselves. in case we've taken any damage along the way. We can go in there and we can heal it all up for free. And there are buildings here. When you go up to buildings, you'll be able to talk to the person inside. If you need to talk to them again, leave the building, come back, and you'll get that information again. I should probably mention the controls too. You can move around in 8 directions with the D-pad. Button 1 lets you perform magic attacks, and button 2 lets you do your regular attack. In order to perform magic, you must have a white magic charge or a black magic charge. And you can select between them by pressing select. Our stats are there in the lower left-hand corner. Right now we have the white magic charges selected, but we can press select to choose the black one if we so wish. And by pressing start and using the D-pad and button 1, we can look at the password for our characters thus far. When we beat up bosses and do certain things, the password will change slightly. So make sure to copy this down neatly and save it for when you want to turn the game off and play the game at a later date, with all of your progress intact. Status lets you look at your stats. I might as well go over them right now. Agility is how fast you move. Intelligence is how powerful your magic is. And then there's attack and strength. Attack is how far your button to attacks fly. That's how fast your button to attack projectiles go. And strength is how powerful they are overall. So attack is attack speed, strength is actual attack strength. And that's pretty much it for basic controls. Try not to get button 2 and button 1 mixed up. The king anciently awaits you. Go to Axe's castle and meet him in the rear room. Axe's castle is dead ahead to the north. We will be heading there eventually. Our country's ancient book tells of a colored crystal. Use it to increase power. I will mention that when the time comes. By the way, you may be noticing 5 flower-looking things. They look like flowers. They're probably more like torches, given how the heads-up display at the bottom of the screen is. Those are your lives. You have 5 lives, and if you lose those, the game's over. And you'll have to come back to where you left off with the last password that you had. Matter of fact, I believe the game gives you a password if you're dead, and you can't revive. There are many treasures hidden among the enemy. Use them to help you fight. I will mention those when the time comes as well. There's a tavern, and there are 2 more of these things. The devil himself is Natas. He looks for the aura. Death will follow if he finds it. We really need to get the aura stone back. The king seems different since the devil appeared. He always worries about Odyssea. I mean, I would be too if something as powerful as the aura stone was taken and just ripped from the land and just nobody knows where it is. Anyway, here we are at the castle. The 2 smaller side entrances will not be useful for the time being. Let's just go through the big one and then just go up the stairs. Welcome, brave one. I've waited a long time for you. Your mission awaits you. If you press button 2, you'll get all the text to appear at once. But if you press button 1, you'll be able to read it a little more slowly. It'll come up on screen a little more slowly. You know of the magic aura stone. Anyone who obtains the stone will have the power to rule the world. You must find the aura stone and bring it back to me. However, if the devil finds the stone first, he will wreak havoc on us all. Go to the locked dungeon in the south of the castle. My man Judas is waiting there for you. Before you go, here is some special magic that you will need to fight the enemy. So, every time you talk to the king after going to a location and beating the boss there, you'll always get 1 white magic charge and 1 black magic charge. Use this to your advantage and get as many of these as you can, because they will come in handy. And now, we need to head south of the town as well as the castle itself. Let's take out this slime with button 2. Thankfully, just one shot will do it. And our stats are pretty even. Agility and attack are at 7, while strength and intelligence are at 8, according to the attract mode of the game. But we will be able to bring that up eventually. The locked dungeon is near. Head west to find Melba Village. Danger awaits. And thankfully we don't have to deal with that slime anymore. And there is Judas. I am Judas. The king has sent me to tell you that Bullbeast is near and mad. And let's go ahead and beat up some enemies. So that red thing that the slimes were coming out of, that is the enemy generator. You need to destroy those in order to keep enemies from showing up. If you couldn't already tell, this game plays much like Gauntlet. You need to destroy enemies and enemy gauntlets, pick up whatever you can, use whatever you must, and ultimately survive. And going up these stairs will take us back to the surface, but going down here will take us somewhere else. And now we have to destroy some enemies. The enemies in the gray armor are worse than the slimes. They take 2 hits, but they can wipe you out if you're not careful, especially when you start with 16 hit points like the Warlock does. And sometimes enemies will drop stuff, such as white magic charges and black magic charges. You'll also find stuff out in the open, too, like these boosts of agility, which raises your agility by 1 point. There are other things you can grab. There are crowns for intelligence, axes that attack and increase attack speed, and the colored crystals that I will also mention. I also want to go back and forth, too. And by the way, those boosts right there, we'll have to go forward in order to go back for them. What? You haven't found them yet. Try another way. There's something that I want to get my hands on, and I won't be able to go back and forth past a certain point. And that blue jar, that blue bottle, makes enemies run away from us. They just stand in place, but they also just move away, and it's kind of weird. The effect doesn't last for long, though. And we do not want enemies getting in front of us because they will hurt us. And that is something that I do not want to deal with. There's a certain pickup that I want to get my hands on, and I want to make sure that I do get my hands on it. It's a gold ring. And if I can get my hands on it, I'll be able to bring my hit points back up a little over maximum. Of course, that'll be easier said than done because getting the drop that you want can be a bit of a pain, and just the way that the dungeons are. And I needed to enter that, or rather take that out from a different angle, so that way I can more easily take care of the enemies that come out of it. And you don't want too many enemies popping up at once, because eventually what will happen is you'll have a blue flame pop up, and that blue flame can do a lot of damage. And if that blue flame shows up and runs into you, especially at this point of the game, you're going to get tore from the floor up and you're going to lose a life. And I do not feel like losing any lives in this game. If I don't get the gold ring in another few passes, I'll just head back to the tavern, heal up, and then go from there. I really want to get my hand on a gold ring. That would make everything a little more bearable. And I'm beginning to wonder what my chances are of getting a gold ring drop. Thankfully, unlike Gauntlet, in case enemies drop items, the items take a few hits to destroy as opposed to just one. So you don't have to worry about one of your friends accidentally shooting down a black magic charge that you definitely want. Just on the off chance that one suddenly pops up while you're in the heat of battle. Or a ring of healing. That gold ring that I wanted to get my hands on. Stuff like that. I definitely want to get my hands on a ring of healing before this is all said and done. Because if I can do that, it'll definitely make things a little easier to do. And I'm not exactly liking my chances at doing this. I think I'll go ahead and heal at the tavern for now. And go ahead and heal up that damage and get some chat. Get the barkeep to talk to me. Can you find the Aura Stone in a country so big? Our fate lies with your success. And I did not mean to throw a star missile at him, but things happen. And Judas is just going to keep berating us the more we just keep entering this area. The more we just keep going back and forth. And once again, I want to get my hands on a gold ring. If I can do that, that will make everything a little more interesting. And I seem to have the worst time at getting a specific item to just drop. And it's just not dropping. It just ain't showing up. And I'm about ready to just move on without one. I'd hate to do that, especially with how low the Warlock's HP is. But what else can I do? And once I go over here, I'm not going to have a gold ring to grab. There's some agility. Maybe I can use that to my advantage. And I want to be very careful what I do around here, just because there's a black magic charge. Can I get other things? And I want to be very careful what happens as far as enemy spawns are, especially how enemy spawns are, because I don't want that blue flame showing up. And there's some attack increase and these things. Might as well go ahead and use the power of repel to my advantage and destroy some enemies. And there is another white charge. I might as well grab that. And make sure that I get rid of the purple eyeballs. The purple eyeballs are weak, but they do move around pretty fast. The green lizard men do move around at an average speed, but they can be quite hardy. They do take several shots before eventually going down. And they move around rather randomly too. So you want to watch out for that. And rocks, if they have cracks like these two that I just destroyed, you can destroy them with your button to attack. Otherwise, you'll have to walk into them to move them. And the crown increases our intelligence. We may have to use that to our advantage. I've got 3 boots of agility. I hope these work, because I can't get my hands on a ring of healing to get myself to 26 hit points. And I need all the agility that I'm going to get my hands on. So let's do this. I am Bullbeast. Who dares to trespass in my dungeon? You fool. Prepare to die. And this is why I do not like playing as the Warlock at this point, because it is so easy to run into enemy projectiles, and there we go. I had to sacrifice quite a few hit points to do that, but we did it. So here's the colored stone. Whenever you defeat a boss, 1, you get a colored stone, and 2, when you grab a stone, you'll increase your level, you'll get some more hit points, and the stat that you increase depends on the color of the crystal. The color of the crystal, well, the 4 color of the crystal, rather, that it cycles between, matches the color of these status bars. So if you grab it while it's orange, we increase our agility. If we grab it while it's cyan, or light blue, like it is right now, we will increase our attack speed. If we grab it while it is purple, we will increase our attack strength. And if we increase it while, or if we grab it while it is green, we'll increase our intelligence. And I want to get my hands on attack strength, so let's grab it while it's purple. There we go. We are now at 36 hit points. Somehow I am not dead. Let's do this. Go up the stairs. Don't go up the stairs yet. Instead, destroy the enemy generator and get the spell charges. Grab the boost to move even faster. We're moving a lot faster than before, and I like that. And from here, we can go elsewhere, which I like. And we are tearing through enemies now. These guys with the gray armor, they go down in 1 hit now. Increasing your stats really does help. And of course, we can keep going around in the circle to grab stuff, get more spell charges if we need to. And of course, if we move away from these rocks that don't have the cracks in them, if we off screen those, they reset their position. Thankfully, we got the boots. And now that we've beaten Bullbeast, Judas is out of our way, he's out of our hair, and we can go to these stairs that are over here. However, I am going to play this playthrough just like I did the first 2. I'm just going to stop with Bullbeast for now, and I'm going to go to the Axe's Castle and meet with the king. I'm surprised I did all that. I thought I was going to die to Bullbeast. Oh, you did not find the Aura Stone yet? Then go through the west of Locked Dungeon and enter Melba Village. However, be careful. The terrible Gutworm lives there. Before you go, here is some special magic you will need to fight the enemy. And we now have 1 of each charge given to us again. Always go back to the king whenever you beat a boss. You'll find out where to go next, and you'll always get 1 of each charge, which is really useful. As for the charges themselves, you can only have up to 9 of each. If you try to get any more once you have 9, you just push it around like the enemies do, like it's just a rock. And you have to use a charge in order to get another one. So, that's the thing. But anyway, we have defeated the Gutworm. No, the Bullbeast. The Gutworm is yet to come. We have beaten Bullbeast. I actually had to move around the room like that because that's the only strategies that you have, and just attack from a distance as much as you can with what you got. And I kind of cut it close there. It always feels that way if you're not playing as the fighter and you're facing Bullbeast. But it's definitely doable. And now that we've beaten Bullbeast, we can take that other path in the dungeon to the south, and we can head to Melba Village to defeat the Gutworm. But that will have to wait until the next video. So join me next time, where we head back to the dungeon to the south, make our way to Melba Village, and defeat the Gutworm, and see what happens from there. Until then, This is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!